Welcome to my presentation. My presentation is about online self-regulated English learning, task values, and academic self-efficacy of nursing undergraduate students, the structural relationship, and the mediating role of the task values. So the technological innovation and the prevalence of the internet connection have increased the popularity of the online education and distance learning. And such integrations has rendered facilitation in educational access and making the teaching and learning processes have been more student-centered, innovative, and flexible. When we compare to the traditional classroom, learner are able to, in the online environment, learner can manage learning processes and paces in response to their personal demands, whereas teachers become more supporters to provide guidance and organize suitable and engaging contents and pedagogies. So with the flexibility, this requires learners to be self-regulatory, self-efficacious, and self-motivated to manage themselves and reach achievement. This gives an importance of the self-regulation, motivation, and relative skills for the student to sustain their engagement and pursuits to success. When we talk about the self-regulation is a cyclically interactional process inducing strategic, cognitive, emotional, and behavioral alterations. Using the self-regulatory strategy is essential to learning with the high flexibility and hourglass preparation. And learners who are adept at using these strategies can approach learning activities and go with high confidence and self-esteem. So self-regulated students also set achievable goals and supportive environment for their learning processes. When we talk about task value explains students' engagement in the task, serving as rationales in deciding if such tasks should be approached or succeeded. As considering it considering as a single construct, task value can be further categorized into four sub-constructs: intrinsic, attainment value, utility value, and cost. Intrinsic value is the anticipation of the enjoyment that one will obtain from making decisions in performing tasks or engaging in the task performance. For attainment value, focus on the self and identity. It means that is the extent to which tasks enable individual behavioral manifestation, which is crucial to their own self or identity. For utility values is how tasks are useful to individuals' content and future plans. Cost is a multidimensional construct operationalized as negative aspect of the task engagement, such as apprehensive or aversive feelings from performing or choosing a task. For the third construct, academic self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is a personal belief in vulnerability to complete specific tasks. Self-efficacy has strong effect on how people approach and invest time, effort in procedural persistence. Previous research on L2 Chinese learners revealed that students tend to invest more effort in studying materials that benefit their learning goals. And also they manifested that intrinsic and utility values predicted students' task decision and persistence in achieving tasks. On the other hand, students are likely to disengage from the tasks that appear unachievable or highly demanding. Lee et al. 2020 also found a direct association between use of self-regulation and motivational beliefs, specifically self-efficacy and task. And Yossiri et al. 2022 investigated the relationship between motivational beliefs and academic self-efficacy and task value and self-regulations among AFL learners. The result manifested the predictive growth of such beliefs in self-regulatory usage. And Fraser et al. Found that self-regulation, motivation, and self-efficacy have interactive associations with another, which to a certain extent reflects the influence of self-efficacy and its antecedents. So as you see that despite the extensive studies exploring factors affecting academic achievement in higher education, nursing students have received scant attention, especially in Thailand. So the study aimed at exploring the relationships between the use of online self-regulation strategies, tax values, and English self-efficacy among undergraduate students at a public university in Thailand. Specifically, is to identify the online self-regulated learning strategies, and also we seek to identify mediating role of tax value on the relationship between online self-regulated English learning and academic self-efficacy. So this is our hypothesis. So the online self-regulated English learning is positively to academic self-efficacy. And the second one is tax value are positively related to academic self-efficacy. And the third one is online self-regulated English learning is positively related to tax values. That's mediating the relationships between online English self-regulated learning and academic self-efficacy. This is the hypothesis. So understanding the structural and mediating relationship of the current study can contribute to extending knowledge in fostering self-regulation, motivation, beliefs in online learning. And the study has also finding informed the educational sectors to institutions to design suitably facilitative interventions to help learners reach their desirable achievement in online learning. In this study, a total of 572 nursing students attended, and most of them were female, and their online learning experiences ranged from 1 to 3 semesters. We use these three instruments from previous studies: the online self-regulated of EFL students, tax value, and academic self-efficacy. And each questionnaire will be rated on 5-point Likert scales. In collecting the data contributed through the online format, and the completion of the online survey required approximately 20 minutes. So we analyzed the descriptive statistics, and we used the two-step structural equationing model SEM to conduct. So we use before the SEM procedure includes confirmatory analysis and the structural equation modeling to observe the path coefficients of the proposed model. So this is the result. I'm going to talk about the result. The relationship between the self-regulated and so it's found that the online self-regulated English learning and academic self-efficacy are positively associated. It implies that the students who are adept at regulating themselves in online English learning are inclined to be confident in their competency to excel and reach achievement. The finding is congruent with previous research. Manifesting the learners who employ the learning strategies. However, the finding is inconsistent with the previous research, manifesting the self-efficacy students tended to use self-efficacy strategies. However, this result highlights the importance of self-regulation in consolidating academic self-efficacy to become successful learners in learning English online. So we still need this finding also extends the understanding of the relationship between self-regulation and academic self-efficacy in online language learning context. For the tax value were positively influential to academic self-efficacy, suggesting the student who enjoy and regard online English learning and relatively tax valuable to their personal and professional development tend to exhibit higher confidence. It could be that engaging tasks can help them to improve knowledge, fulfill course requirement, and implement personal exploration as traveling and working abroad. This supported the postulation in previous research, manifesting the importance of tax value in supporting confidence and persistence in performing tasks and pursue further courses and degrees. For the another result is that the results show the OSL and positively influence the task value, means that students who use self-regulatory strategies tend to regard online English learning tasks enjoyable, important to academic and professional improvement, and temporally worthy. These partially consistent with previous research manifesting the direct correlation between self-regulatory usage and motivation in language learning. The student in this study possessed a high experience in performing activities, had possessed experience So the previous successful experience and familiarity can facilitate them to approach and succeed online tasks, reflecting the sense of mastery or achievement. The use of self-regulatory usage along with the successful experience might encourage students to assign value to the learning process. This also indicates the self-regulation yield a predictive influence on task value, emphasizing the importance of self-regulatory usage in motivational beliefs, particularly task value. For the median role of tax value mediated the relationship between self-regulation and academic self-efficacy. It means a student who applies self-regulated strategy in the learning process approach tasks with enjoyment and regard them personally helpful and worth investing time and effort. This is congruent with the previous research manifesting the self-regulatory students exhibit higher academic expectations, enjoy learning processes, and persisted in learning despite adversarial confrontations. And also lend the support the EVT perspective and extend the existing literature regarding the mediating role of tax value in online language learning among population in higher education level. For the conclusion, the result of the study highlight the importance of self-regulation, keeping students motivated to approach language tasks and become successful in online English language courses. And therefore, yields implications for educational instructors and institutions in terms of enhancing student regulation, especially those in nursing programs. And also, the instructional guidance on the regulation should be initially provided as important to help students increase familiarity and further increase the academic self-efficacy. In promoting such factors as explored in this study can enhance the student confidence and enable them to seek for and apply self-regulation in control themselves and environment to manage challenges and approach desirable goals. So the study is without the limitation. It's not without limitation. The data collected from the specific group. So it restricts a generalization of the findings. So we need a further investigation to explore more groups for it to expand the generalization of the findings. And the second study derived from the self-report is prone to bias. So we should incorporate other methods such as interviews and observation to obtain deeper insights of how self-regulatory skills are actually practiced and impact student self-efficacy and task value. For the third one, the study is merely examined the association among specific variables. So the other variables such as age, gender, and other demographic might affect the practices, the usage, and motivational beliefs. So we should incorporate like more comprehensive techniques such as multi-group SEM in the further studies. So this is come to the end of presentation and references. So thank you very much. If you have any further questions, so just let me know. You can ask or email me. Thank you very much.